Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Thursday, July 18th, 2019. Well, first off, let's talk about Netflix, guys. Netflix, a beautiful fall. We had this short in the research center. I felt pretty confident going into earnings based on what I was seeing in the chart. Just recently, you can see you hit a classic double top. The stock then sold off. Someone knew something ahead of time here. I mean, when you see such a sell-off going into earnings, I mean, there's got to be something going on there. I mean, it wasn't like there was no volume. Look at the previous day's volume. I mean, it wasn't light volume here. Big players were unloading. So again, not surprising. The key here is that it broke this area. You see pivot, 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 pivot. If it stays below this trend line, this 200 MA, there's more downside. So I know you hear a lot of analysts on TV saying, oh, it's a great buy. It's this. Bullshit. Excuse my language. It's not. Okay? This is a major breakdown. I mean, technically speaking, this is now a broken chart with no major support. You have a couple levels. You have one just sub 300. There's a gap fill pivot. Then you have another one here. All right, this is where, for me, as a swing trade, I start to get interested, right around 270 to 275. So really, we're talking another $50 of downside before I start messing around with this. All right, so that's that. We had this as a short. I did take profits. The reason I took profits here is because I didn't really want to sit in the stock for another 2 weeks while it chops sideways before the next leg down. I can always reshort it when that bear flag forms. So we made some nice money there. Again, we were short from a nice amount ago, and then boom, bank it, move on. That's the policy. We can always reshort it when that price pattern time formation occurs. Now, I do want to talk about a sector that I think is about to have a major breakout. Okay? And I just discovered this a little while ago, folks. Just discovered this. All right, the sector is the shipping sector. All right, I like almost all the shippers if they haven't run yet or if they're only up a little bit. Dry ships is obviously one of the ones I play mostly. Look at this nice bull flag here. All right, big break up, inside bar consolidation, 20 MA, 50 below. That's a beautiful bull flag. Now you might say, well, why do you like this? All right, this is the key. This is the key to these shipping stocks. Okay. And again, you can look at all different shipping stocks. I mean, there's probably a bunch of them. TK Tankers is another one. I don't remember the symbol. There it is. This one's already actually made a decent move. Let me see. TK. Yeah, so that one's that. DSX has had a pretty solid move. But there are some that are left over, like the smaller ones that haven't made moves yet, or any others you can find. And the key here is, this is the key to it. If you look at the dry bulk index, folks, the dry bulk index is at 52-week highs, up over 200% for the year, or from the lows this year. It is soaring right now. And that, remember, the dry bulk index sets the shipping rates for these companies. So let me show you this. I got to show you this here, guys. All right, let me see if I can show you this here. Bear with me as I kind of get this in order. So here's the chart. I hope you guys can see it here. I have to scroll over. So right now it's at 2064, and I think you can see this pretty well. But what's amazing here, okay, is that just in March and April we were at 600 in the 600s. This is basically the rates. So think about this as rates. So from this point over here, just in April, you're up to 52-week highs over 2,000. Think about the profit. I mean, that's a huge difference in profit all of a sudden. That's a 200% difference in what these companies can charge. All right. So again, to me, this is some place to look. I mean, we're all the way up here. Look at the run it's just had in the last. I mean, since mid-June. So in 1 month, it's gone from It's basically doubled in 1 month. I mean, if this continues, these stocks are going to go nuts. So I think the key is, I mean, I don't recommend chasing stocks that are up. Like we just looked at DSX and a few others that are up at highs. But definitely, if you have, some that are still at the lows, it's worth keeping an eye on. It definitely is worth, because if the shipping, and again, the key is you want to see that shipping index, the dry bulk index, continue to move higher. But if it continues to move higher, there's a lot of upside on some of these bottom plays. So again, I give this to you guys. Do it as you will. I did buy one. I'm not going to mention the symbol because honestly, it's too thin. I'm not about doing that kind of thing. Is where and it's not dry ships, by the way, but I want you guys to figure it out. Remember, there's always risk in small caps. Understand that, and so forth. But yeah, anyways, so I'm in not a huge position because again I don't risk a lot on these micro caps, but it makes sense to me. Okay, and that's about it. So I want to pass that along to you guys. Some great profits continuing in the research center, and I think there's some more profits to be had. I've got a couple stocks long. I got some short stocks out there that are making some money. And research members continue to have amazing, amazing trading periods here. I mean, it's just knock it out of the park. APRN was our last big winner. I bought some last week. We sold those shares for 28% profit in basically 2 trading days. And that's just to give you a sense of the profits here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. So get involved, folks.